And it's not just India. Countries across the world will be anxious. They know that Trump 2.0 will not be an ordinary presidency. It will be consequential. The only question is, in what way? Tonight, we're listing out 5 changes, 5 ways in which Trump could shape the world. Number 1, US allies will be on notice. Joe Biden gave them a free checkbook. But Donald Trump is a businessman at heart. He does not believe in free lunches. For example, NATO. Trump says all NATO members must spend 5% of their GDP on defense. The likes of Germany have already rejected it. But I hope they understand the risk. Europe had outsourced its defense and foreign policy to the US. Now they must scramble for alternatives. Because under Trump, US protection is not guaranteed. It must be earned. Same in Asia. The likes of Japan and South Korea count on US protection, but expect Trump to demand something in return. Last time he asked Japan to quadruple payments to the US military. This time he's asking Seoul to do the same. He wants them to pay $10 billion for US military presence. So allies beware, the era of absolute US support is over. Even Trump's buddy Benjamin Netanyahu was not spared. Trump wanted a clean slate in West Asia, so he forced Netanyahu to accept a ceasefire. He had rejected the same deal from Biden in May last year, but Trump arm-twisted him. Which brings us to the second change, an opportunity for rivals. Russia's Vladimir Putin tops this list. He is hoping that Trump will force Ukraine to surrender, that he will ensure Kiev remains neutral. North Korea's Kim Jong-un has a similar chance. Last time he held 3 meetings with Trump. The agenda was denuclearization. If he can continue those talks, he can hope for sanctions relief. In Beijing, Xi Jinping has a different sort of opportunity. Trump's stated policy is America first. In his first term, that policy weakened US alliances. It also led to reduced focus abroad, especially in emerging regions like Africa and Latin America. Now, this plays into China's hands. They can expand influence in those same regions, which brings us to change number 3, rising protectionism. Trump's tariffs will be met with retaliation. And before you know it, we could have a full-blown trade war. The International Monetary Fund has warned of it. In fact, let me quote from what they said. An intensification of protectionist policies, for instance, in the form of a new wave of tariffs could exacerbate trade tensions, lower investment, reduce market efficiency, distort trade flows, and again disrupt supply chains. This will affect all countries in the world, both US allies and rivals alike. And it's coming at a crucial time because we're seeing massive advancements in new technology like 6G, artificial intelligence, and robotics. So protectionism at this time won't just have economic costs. It could also reshape political alliances. Next is change number 4, an age of American expansionism. This is the difference between Trump 1.0 and 2.0. The first term was isolationist, but the second term could be more outward-looking, not towards allies or partners, towards neighbors. Trump is eyeing more land for the United States of America. He has offered to take over Canada as the 51st US state. He has threatened to occupy the Panama Canal, and he's trying to buy Greenland. All of this started off as an amusing negotiating tactic, but now they look very real. So the neighbors must brace for big changes. America always had a big brother attitude. Now they're going a step ahead. And finally, the last change, a big rollback on climate action. Trump is expected to pull out of the Paris Accords again. His new slogan is drill, baby, drill, meaning more fossil fuel exploration. Again, it's coming at a crucial time. We are seeing more climate catastrophes, more supercharged hurricanes and wildfires. The one in Los Angeles is the best example. So now is the time to invest more in climate action, not to walk away from it. Yet that is precisely what Donald Trump is expected to do. And this could have a cascading effect. If one country pulls out, why should others stick to the deal? Why should they alone shoulder the burden? Like I said, this will be a consequential presidency. It will cement a new theory in US policy, the theory of Trumpism. When Joe Biden won in 2020, He described Trumpism as a fad. He said America is back. 4 years later, America is indeed back to Donald Trump. So his school of thought is not to be neglected anymore. In fact, it is creating a template for other leaders, especially right-wing leaders around the world. Perhaps that will be the biggest change of them all.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on First Post.